Hello, this is Ray Cross. It's time for episode number 2. And we're going to start this off with a little discussion here about what's going on in my life. Let's see. Goes all the way back to just before Thanksgiving. Started feeling kind of weird. So, I ended up not cooking a nice Thanksgiving dinner. Just didn't feel like I could get through it. Started talking to my primary care provider. Thought I was getting stopped up, constipated, blocked. So we looked at it and did a few tests, and the tests were in line with what I'd thought. So they put me on some Miralax and some other stuff. And I was given instructions, if I start to feel really, really weird, go ahead and check into ER. My primary care provider can run these tests, but with them they usually have to schedule them a couple of weeks out, and usually 1 or 2 at a time. Well, come February, end of January, February, it got to be so bad I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So he told me to check into ER. So I did. And I went into ER to get an enema because I thought I was stopped up. And they started all the stuff to get the enema going. And then a specialist came in and said, wait a minute. Did one simple test. She put on the glove on a particular hand and squirted a particular finger with KY jelly that was about the size of my forearm. And she checked and she said, nope, he's being admitted. And then my world changed. Let's see. I found out through all of this that I have cancer. Colorectal adenocarcinoma. That's a big word. Big, strong, fancy word that just means I have cancer. Now, my cancer happens to be stage 3. C. C is the most it can go. If it goes beyond C, it gets moved to stage 4. So I'm at the last possible stage of stage 3. The good news is, stage 3 is not just treatable, it's curable. So they put me into overtime with tests and tests and tests and more tests, and referred me to the cancer center and started treatment. I went to the cancer center after all the tests concluded that I do have cancer, and they started me on a program to knock this stuff out of the park. Good news is the treatment is statistically very, very effective. Bad news is it has some really weird side effects. Like, for example, one of my side effects is called peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is the pins and needles feelings you get in your fingers and toes, and they're closely linked to another side effect I have, which is cold-esthesia. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Anyway, those are the 2 side effects that I received from my chemo. The cold dysenteria means that cold weather activates that neuropathy. So I'll feel it mostly when it's cold, or if I eat or drink anything cold. So that's where we're at with that. Now, I had my first round of chemo, And part of that cocktail that they give me is steroids, because I'll go in for a day of chemo treatment, but then they send me home with the pump for a few more days, pumping in more chemo stuff into me, and then I just have the pump removed a few days later. The steroids they give me gives me energy during that entire process. Problem is, once that steroid wears off, the fatigue, the lethargy are insane. I feel like not doing anything. Not doing my favorite hobbies, not playing Minecraft, nothing. It's just gone until my next treatment. Which is why we have this video now. I just concluded my second round of chemo. And I'll tell you what, it feels good to be able to do a few things now, because for the past week, the only thing I've wanted to do is lay down. So, this has been pretty good. Anyway, what the road looks like is I have 4 more treatments of chemo. Then they're going to add radiation to it. They're using the chemo because the chemo is going to attack all the cancer in my body all at once and shrink it. The radiation is specific to that tumor. The tumor is wrapped up around pretty much everything in my gut and is trying to get its little evil tendrils into everything. So, they're trying to close that down. That's also why I have that small channel. That's also why I've been on a liquid diet for the last, good gravy, almost a month now, which absolutely sucks. But I gotta go through it before I start eating again, because that little channel has to open up. And I'll explain more about that later. But the once they get that thing away from my prostate, from all my tubing down there, from the lymph nodes that is attacked, and anything else, and they can isolate it from all of that, they're going to start to hammer it with radiation. So I'll be getting chemo and radiation at the same time, pretty much on the same day, every 2 weeks. So it's going to be a fun time. After all of that, my surgeon comes in, and he's going to remove part of my colon, the part that had the tumor. Then he's got to put my colon back together, because he removed a part, so he's got to splice them together. So I'll be in the hospital for a while. I'll probably have a bag on my side for a while, which, after wearing diapers for a few weeks, I don't even care. And then, maybe once everything's healed, I'll have an actual full colonoscopy, just to make triple sure. And at that point, I should be done. Then I can start to get my life back. I can go back to work. I can go back to barbecuing, grilling, cooking, making drinks. Hopefully my taste buds go back to the way they used to be, because they're not there right now. And that's where we're at. So, this is Right Cross, signing out. Hopefully the next video will be me playing Minecraft for a little bit, in the hopes of getting the stamina to actually rejoin Nameless. So this is Right Cross, signing out.